Your attitude will determine your altitude. When we look at the most successful people in the world who have achieved wonderful things, normally they carry this positive mindset with them. With everything and anything they do, they carry this optimism. It's infectious. It affects their friends, it affects their family, it affects the people that see them online, they get inspired by people. It affects the people that work at organizations owned by this person. Their positivity and their attitude creates a better altitude for them and their endeavors. But when I ask you right now to think of somebody in your life who is a negative example, who has a bad attitude, when you then think of that person, the results are not the same. When you look at that person's life, you realize that their negative attitude didn't bring them success. You realize that their negative attitude didn't bring them wealth or good health or a happy family. In fact, 9 times out of 10, it's the opposite way. People with a negative mindset and a negative attitude and perspective on life generally suffer for that mindset within their personal and professional lives. It's the same with you. If you have a better attitude, your prospects of success will be better. If you have a crap attitude, your prospects of success will be lower. Now, it's not that simple. There's some luck somewhere in the middle. But in some senses, most of the job, most of the journey to becoming successful is quite simple. It is believing in yourself, having a positive attitude, having a strong motivation, and then mirroring that with consistency over a long period of time. That is the basic formula for having a nice life, for having a good personal life and a good professional life. Some of you guys are falling into the trap set out for you by negative people to adopt their negative tendencies, and these will not serve you well, especially if you want a different outcome to them. Don't pick up these negative habits. Don't pick up these negative belief systems. Don't look at people doing better than you and say snide comments about that person. Don't judge them. Don't turn your nose up at them. Instead, see what you can learn from them. Become a student. That is the mistake that a lot of negative people make. They stop learning after a certain point. They think that there is not much more for them to learn. And then they get stuck in their own ways. But they were never really happy within their own ways. But there comes a certain moment where it is too late and it is irreversible. And then they turn into the negative guy who everybody wants to avoid. Now, you would do well to avoid these people, but they are highly, highly infectious. Their negativity can rub off on you so easily. So it is very important with everything and anything that you do to maintain a positive attitude and stay away from people with a negative attitude and a negative perspective. If they don't have the life that you want, don't take lessons from them. This is a lesson that I learned a couple of years ago. When I was maybe just a few years into the gym, still learning, starting to find my groove a little bit, I realized that some of the people that were giving me advice in the gym didn't actually know what they were talking about. It wasn't great advice, it wasn't sound advice. They just wanted to give advice or be seen to give advice because it gave them a good feeling or a feeling of superiority in some senses. And I realized at a certain point, hang on, I don't want to look like this person. This person doesn't have a good enough physique to be giving me fitness advice. This person isn't as strong as me, so why is this person giving me strength building advice? This person hasn't been training as long as me, so why is this person giving me workout routine advice, etc., etc., etc. I learned that if somebody doesn't have a life that you want, or somebody doesn't have the achievements that you would like to reach, then don't take advice from them on things that you know they are not qualified to be talking about. Now this ties into what I was saying previously of stay away from people who maybe give advice, who maybe influence you and try and influence you, who do not have a life that you want, who do not have a reality that you want to share. I would put these people in with the negative bunch. Maybe they are well intentioned. I strongly doubt it. I think it comes from a place of wanting to feel superior. There is a little complex that some people have of giving advice to others just to feel superior, trying to little brother everybody. And this is what I learned within my earliest years of training. But I want you guys to start adopting this. Stay away from negative people. Don't listen to the advice of people whose life doesn't mirror your wants and desires. And maintain a positive attitude. Don't be the negative guy who is actually starting to infect other people with his negativity. Your attitude will affect your altitude. It's simple. In order to become successful, you must believe in yourself. You must have a strong motivation. You must have a strong purpose, and you must be consistent. But it is very, very hard to have all of those things when they are coupled with negative beliefs and limiting belief systems and anger and jealousy and envy of other people. You must let go of this stuff. You know, sometimes when a plane is in a state of emergency and one of the engines has run out of power on the plane, what they have to do is actually eject oil. They have to eject fuel. Now that seems counterproductive, because what we would normally believe is that the more fuel the plane has, the longer it can fly. But in that scenario, where one of the engines is gone, the weight is too much for the plane. So it needs to lose some weight. So when that fuel gets dropped out, maybe the plane can land with one engine. Yes, it's still got the wings, remember, so functionality is still there. It can still glide, but they needed to lose a certain amount of weight. That weight is negativity. Put that in your own life. Negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative perspectives, negative influences will weigh you down. You need to get all this out of your life and allow your altitude to increase. Allow yourself to rise higher. Sometimes you've got to let go of the crap in order to ascend. Your attitude will affect your altitude, and that can go one way or the other. So look, make the right decisions. Start to prioritize positive thinking and get rid of the negative stuff. It's not going to help you. The people you look up to, the people you would deem as your role models, did not get to where they are today with the power of negativity. No. It was the power of positivity. And I know that sounds cringe as hell. I understand that. But it's true. You really do have to believe in yourself and surround yourself with positive people and positive ideas, and you will get positive results and a increasingly more positive altitude, both personally and professionally. Anyway, guys, look, best of luck with all of that. If you took some value from this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you got to say. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Look, if you are a young man looking to make some changes in your life, make sure to join my free men's Discord community. The link is down below in the description of this video. There's over 25 guys in there right now making great progress both personally and professionally. There's a great group of guys who are not only making these achievements, but also supporting one another on a weekly basis. If you want a great chance to make some good personal gains, some good professional gains, but also have a solid community of young men who are like-minded on your phone every single week, every single day, make sure to join the community. The link's down below in the description of this video. And look, if you are interested in hopping on a one-to-one coaching call with yours truly, the link is also down below in the description of this video. All you've got to do is click the link, book yourself a slot, and I will see you on the other side. As always, guys, thank you very much for your time and your attention, and I will see you in the next one.